What is going on out there, peeps? All right. How many more hints do you guys need? Seriously. All right. So we got some ironing out to do. There's a lot of great questions people have been asking, and I want to get addressed. Of course, I talked to Dr. Ron. Dr. Ron brought something up to my attention that I probably should get ironed out just in case other people have the same types of questions that he asked. All right. A quick reminder, everybody, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. We do talk about gold and silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments in here. Okay. So that's all we talk about is just investments in here. Okay. Go over here where the hidden things in front of your eyes. In here, we talk about NESARA, GESARA, current events, political things, other things that people consider, conspiracy. I call it truth seeking, to be honest with you. All right, so let's start going down the miles of hints, and then I need to straighten some things out. Already show. Oh yeah, quick reminder, everybody. You know that the best place to go to get your gold and silver is the Money Metals Exchange. All right, so I'll leave the link in the description. When you check out, use the Pimpy code. So the Pimpy code will only work for the first time you ever buy off there. After that, if you keep going back, then it doesn't keep doing it. I mean, that would just be giving me a ton of silver. So you know what I mean? So, because some of you are going, well, I'm using the Pimpy code again, it won't work. So it only works for your first purchase. So if you're going to do anything, make your first purchase the biggest purchase, all right? Okay, so do that one then, and then you guys will get your first free half ounce of silver. After that, I don't believe the promo codes work anymore. All right, so but keep going there, you guys, because they've been wonderful, and I mean outstanding to my subscribers. I'm very grateful for the way they treat them. My subscribers have been very happy about dealing with Money Metals. I am grateful. All right, so and then over here, well, I showed you guys this little hint. One day gold here, next day silver here. That's hint number one. Remember this tweet from Trump's Las Vegas casino? Gold is the standard, but silver linings are pretty good too. Gold, silver. No? Still not convinced? White House portrait of Bill and George W. Bush were removed. The Bush portrait has been replaced by that of William McKinley, the 25th president, who was assassinated in 1901. But that's not what's so big about the fact that it's who William McKinley is. Oh, we'll go over that right now. So the Bush, and why? They're both pedophiles anyway, so get them the hell out of there. They're both sick. They're both traitors to this country. They both are, I'm not a fan of either one of these guys, and it's sad because I used to be a big Bill Clinton fan until I found out what a disgusting sick pig he is. If you have not heard of Kathy O'Brien, she's got a book out called The Transformation of America. And in there, she talks about at when she was 9 years old, she was actually raped by both Bill and Hillary Clinton. So it's a really sad story. Her story literally brings you to tears. All right. So don't make a big deal out of this. But more importantly is who they replace Bush with. Well, that is William McKinley. And what is William McKinley known for? Wow. A couple of things. Was the 25th president of the United States and was assassinated in 1901. During his presidency, McKinley led the nation to victory over the Spanish-American War, raised protective turfs to promote American industry. Sound familiar? Sounds like Trump, but here's the biggie. And kept the nation on the gold standard in a rejection of the expansionary monetary policy of free silver. Gold standard. See that? So, that's just another hint to me. You know what I mean? Putting up there William McKinley. This is a guy that kept the nation on the gold standard. We got gold here one day, silver the next. We got gold is the standard, but silver linings are great too. I mean, this is the type of hints. I don't know how many more hints you need to get. All right? Don't forget this next week coming up. What do we have? Judy Sheldon. That's it. The Senate will, this week, this would be her vote. We'll see. Trump's hot button Fed picks face a Senate committee vote this week coming up. All right. Up here, they're trying to make a case against the Federal Reserve Board for Judy Sheldon because she wants to go back to the gold standard. They're trying to say that it's an outdated version that didn't work. Well, yeah, it did. They're talking about how inflation got out of hand. It didn't get out of hand. Under the entire gold standard, before they tweaked with it, after Kennedy, well, actually, for Kennedy, is that right? Yeah. So inflation was, I don't think it was ever higher than 1.5% ever under the gold standard. Now you got all these corrupt people, the media, our politicians, our entertainment people, all of them are all part of the same sick group of people. Look, they make millions and millions of dollars. They don't give a crap about you. All right? They don't. I think it's funny people go, oh my God, did you see the wedding of so-and-so? I go, do you think she's running around going, did you see your wedding? So why you care about what these people do? Seriously. I hung around a ton of them. And they have no grasp on reality. I'm talking politicians as well as famous people. None of them have any grip on reality. Although Ricky Gervais seems to have a pretty good grip on things. Okay, so look at, so people are asking the good questions. I said, you know what's going to happen? You're probably going to see Trump do something to remove the currency from the SDR basket. It's going to cause the dollar to probably lose 60, 80%. I showed you that article. All right. People are like, man, if Trump does that, won't that hurt his re-election bid? Well, here's my thought on this. As much as I want to see the devaluating of the currency so that I could benefit with my foreign currency investments, turn around and trade those in real quick, I would imagine that whatever plan Trump's got, it's going to limit or reduce, or there won't be any hurt to the public at all. So even if the dollar value crashes, I'm sure he's going to have an immediate plan so that we don't feel it at all. All right? It doesn't make no sense for him to make a move like that before his election time. So as much as I would love for it to go in a certain order so that I could just benefit from that wave of investment opportunities, the truth of the matter is, if we're being realistic here, and that is, if he's going to make this move with the IMF, if he does, and they do it in this October, I would imagine before that's even done, they have already thought of everything they needed to do to make sure that the public isn't affected at all financially, okay? Okay, I'm going to bring you over here to listen to this guy because it's really good. Now, this is Arcadia Economics. I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube channel because I listen to him. And look, whenever I use parts of somebody else's video, I want to make sure that they get the credit and you know who they are and that you have an opportunity to go to their YouTube channels and subscribe. It's the least I could do. So this is, I believe his name is pronounced David Krenzler. Okay, I want you to hear, I remember I told you what the so-called powers that be like to do is shake speculators. Speculators are amateur investors. They do crap like drop or raise the value of the stock market to scare people one way or another. They do this on purpose. They will do, I told you guys, don't be surprised if they don't try and do something to drop the value of gold and silver to the point where it causes people who are new to this to panic and want to sell. Don't fall for that. I cannot stress this enough because it's like, they're like, sharks in the water, man. They have a way of just, they run around, they do stuff and scares the little fish, and then one of them messes up and then, this eats you. So what they do is this. They like to buy on the dip. So don't be surprised if they don't do something to drop the value of silver down $2, $3. Don't panic. Listen to what I'm saying. This is how they get you. You will not have a loss in your value unless you sell it at a loss. So I keep warning you guys. I just want to keep this fresh in your head because even this guy is saying, don't be surprised if they don't try that. But he's saying they're going to keep doing these tricks to us speculators. You know what I mean? To get you to keep parting with your gold and silver so they could get as much as possible before the currency reset. Even they say there's a reset coming. So that's why I just want to warn you guys ahead of time. I just want you to listen to what I'm saying. Don't panic at any price drop. Don't just be happy you have it and hang tight. We're going to ride this, man. We're going to ride this out. Okay? So listen to what he has to say because it's really, really important.
Kranzler to show up one of these weeks. Actually, we have witnesses.
I don't want to get the virus, man.
Well, I know you don't like leaving your home much, but still a 4-year high you get right there on Wednesday, which is the high point since the 2016 rally. And Dave, are we headed higher? Are we going to break that 20 mark? Or will we see what I know is on a lot of people's minds, the hammer drop, the price fall off a cliff? Who knows? We're recording Friday at it's about noon Eastern. So 1930 price. Could we see a plummet down to $19, pin there for the weekend? But Dave, what do you say, my friend?
So wait, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, well, as a general theme and thought pattern, is the silver smash coming, Dave Kranzler?
It depends on how you define smash, right?
Okay, how would you like to? Are we going to see the price drop off a cliff like has become so commonplace?
Well, I mean, if you say, is a smash like 50 cents one day or $1 one day? What I would define as a smash is what we saw in March when it went from almost 19 to almost 11, right?
Okay, well then, sure.
I don't think we're going to see one of those.
Do you think we will see silver go down $1 in a day on no news where it seems to fit that definition of a spoof? Do you think we are done seeing $1 plummets?
I would never want to be like as dogmatic as saying never. I mean, anything can happen when you're dealing with banks as corrupt as our banking system is now. I'm serious. I mean, anything can happen, and you're dealing with a corrupted market, which is the derivatives market for gold and silver. So you can't say never. I mean, one of these days, JP Morgan could show up to work and, on orders from the BIS, dump 200,000 silver contracts on the COMEX all at once. And, you'd probably see a $4 or $5 price hit. We saw hits like that in, not $4 or $5 in.
But do you hear what he's saying? These people, they manipulate the price by scaring you guys to death. All right, so don't fall for it at all.
A day, but $4 or $5 very, very quickly. Actually, I take that back. There was a day, I want to say it was in maybe July of 2008, and silver was pushing up towards 20, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and that's when the access market, well, it was called access back then, the Globex market, CME, global computerized market. I just remember I was in the backyard playing with the dog, and it was around 5 o'clock, and I went in to just check on the futures market because I used to trade futures quite a bit back then, and it was like silver was down like $2 or $3, and I was like, what? Is that a mistake? And I checked some other sources, and like, no, that seems to be the price. And it was like, I go into my email box, and it's like, is this for real? I was getting these emails were lined up. Is this for real? So, I mean, and that was the start of the final price takedown ahead of them implementing QE, ahead of the Lehman collapse. It was after Bear collapsed. And they knew then, I'm sure they knew at the beginning of the year, if not even sooner, they were going to have to start printing money at some point to keep the banks from collapsing. And so, when they do that, you can't let gold and silver let everyone know it's a bad idea to print money like that, right? So you take the price down. That's what we saw in March, right? I mean, that smash was before the Sunday when, the big smash.
So what he's saying is, look, they knew they were in trouble, and they didn't want people to notice the price of gold and silver going up, so they lowered their price to keep people from panicking, running to go buy gold and silver by printing a ton of money and putting it back in the stock market. This bubble's going to break. It's going to happen sooner than you know it.
Smash, 2-week smash is basically what it was. That was before that Sunday evening when Pee Wee Herman Powell, announced that he was going to print as much as it takes to revive the economy. When, you know, the fact of the matter is he's printing money, and it started in September to keep the banks from collapsing. And that's what that was all about. But that's what that smash was all about. And it helped him that the stock market was also had started to tank about 2 weeks before they started in on the precious metals sector. So I don't want to say never, but I feel pretty confident that, again, I don't want to say we're probably going to stay above 17 from here on out until the monetary reset happens.
You hear what he's saying? Don't be surprised if they don't try to push it down to $17 an ounce from 19 until the new monetary system happens. So everybody around the world knows that there's a new monetary system coming. We all know this, okay? I keep bringing this to your attention because it's important. You guys, these people have been doing this to us kind of average Joe and Jones for decades. They know how to scare the public. They know how to scare speculators and get them to give up the goodies so they can buy them at a discounted rate. All right? Don't fall for it. I'm telling you right now. You see how hard it is to get gold and silver in some places right now, except for Money Metals Exchange. They'll be able to take care of you. I still don't know. I just can't throw it out there. But anyways, you seen I showed you guys other websites in which they absolutely are very low. You have to do pre-orders or they're out of stock in general. Okay? 10 ounces are impossible to find. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this to keep this fresh in your mind all the time. That don't be surprised if they don't try to knock down the value of gold and silver. I told you if it keeps getting to certain types of, resistant levels and passing it up, it's going to get to a point where it's like, again, you're holding a ball underneath the water. Eventually, you're going to have to let that ball go, and it's just going to pop right back up in the air. All right? So they're just doing all they can to keep people from panicking and keep it from collapsing the market before it's supposed to be done. Okay? So just, if you see the market and the value go down, don't panic. Just hold on to it. If anything, buy on the dip. Okay? That's what you do. Buy on the dip. I doubt that you'll see very much of a change in the price on anybody's selling silver because most people already know that whatever drop happens, it's going to be artificial and their demand is too high. Okay? I just wanted to share this with you. As usual, we get more hints from our president. All right? Look at this. Replace the picture of Bush with a president that protected the gold standard. He was killed over it, but look at this. Gold is a standard, but silver linings are good too. Gold hair, silver hair. Come on, peeps. He can only say so much. He's just hinting to you, okay? These aren't all coincidences at all, okay? I just want to lay that out there for you. Okay, anyways, I just want to share this with you because I want to make sure it stays fresh in your mind that you guys remember. Remember, don't panic if the market drops. Hold on to it, okay? All right, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later.